and the home of the brave. Emily yells, "Play ball!" and everyone cheers. "He's out, he's safe, he's out," they argue as Adrian steps in. Seventh inning stretch. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Emily says, "We're the Cork speaking group from Gospel Light Baptist Academy, and we'll be performing an adaptation of Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer and Jerry Colonna, adapted by Becca Jones and Josh Winstead." The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score was 4-2 with 1 inning left to play. The coach was really worried. Joe, "Hey, Cooney, come to bat." 'Cause for 7 innings, all he done was sat. But Cooney was determined. He tried to do his worst. He kept his batting average all right, and as usual, died at first. Aquila yells, "You're out." Barrows was the next one up. Mallory, "Look, Barrows made a hit," and everyone cheers. "Wow, he smacked a beauty." Emily says, "Yeah, right into the pitcher's mitt." Aquila says, "You're out." The crowd thought if only Casey could get a whack at that, we'd even put up money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn's preceding Casey, and so is Jimmy Blake. Flynn is but a hoodoo, and Blake is just a cake. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. Aquila yells, "Home run!" And when the dust had settled and they saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Aquila says, "Safe!" and the crowd cheers. The pitcher's nerves were jagged and his knees began to shake. One eyelid was watching Flynn and the other watching Blake. From 5,000 throats and more, there rose a lusty yell, "Casey, Casey, Casey!" It rumbled through the valley. It rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing and a smile at Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly tipped his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. Robin says 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. Eli replies 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. While the frightened pitcher ground the ball right into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye and a sneer curled Casey's lip. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike 1, the umpire said. From the benches filled with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill her! Kill the umpire!" someone shouted from the stand. And it's likely they'd have killed her had not Casey raised his hand. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the pitcher threw, but Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike 2! "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and the echo answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. The sneer is gone from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somehow our hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. The mighty Casey has struck out. Ah!